spent the majority of last night slumped over my desk, going through pages and pages and pages of information. Information that was appalling, information that was reassuring, information that made me question my choice of a career, information that made me wonder if I was better off being a farmer in Norway raising 4 goats. But with every page that I turned, there was no doubt about one thing. We live in a land so diverse, a country whose diversity has never failed to amaze me. Good morning, everybody. My name is Anika, and today I'm going to be speaking against the motion, India is not a secular country. My primary argument is based on the fact that Western secularism and Indian secularism are different concepts. Applying concepts of Western secularism to India is idealistic. Now, assuming that separation of the state and church is universal, when it is in fact not, you have to realize that the roots of Western secularism can be traced to Christian political theology. So when a non-Christian society decides to embark on this principle, the desirability and its relation to this country's, our country's ethos, are 2 different problems that need to be addressed. Modernity, modern secularism, 2 words that are being thrown around. A word and its meaning cannot be fully separated. Modernity has Western connotations that cannot be separated because it has half a millennium of history behind it. It has also translated to a phenomenon where the premise of applying modernity to a non-Christian institution makes the institution outdated and in need of reformation. So I agree, religious plurality makes secularism very, very, very important to India. But the Western benchmark of what can be accepted as secular cannot be applied to a nation as diverse as ours because of India's multicultural, multilingual, multireligious, and multiracial nature. The one-size-fits-all system does not work in a country like ours, where everything needs to be viewed from a historical and intersectional perspective. It is to be noted that many countries have adopted the term secularism, but they also have a state religion, something that we do not have. The United Nations, a secular body, works for the benefit of minorities and the marginalized. In the same way, the Indian Constitution exists to protect the interests of minorities. Ambedkar saw religion first and foremost as a political entity. So he said, religion, like language, is social for the reason that either is essential for social life and the individual has to have it because without it, he cannot participate in the life of this society. The Honorable Supreme Court of India in Sardar Tahiruddin Saidana Sahib versus State of Bombay for the first time explained the concept of secularism, wherein Iyengar J explained, Articles 25 and 26 embody the principle of religious toleration that has been the characteristic feature of Indian civilization from the start of history. The instances and periods when this feature was absent being merely temporary aberrations. Besides, they serve to emphasize the secular nature of Indian democracy, which the founding fathers considered to be the very basis of the Constitution. In a more philosophical note, I'd like to end by saying, Albert Einstein said, so long as there are men, there will be wars. We do not inhabit a utopian planet. The idea of a world without blemish at the end of a day is just an idea.